Think about the last time you tried to find an answer to something. Was it how to make a TikTok dance or what's the latest football scores? I am definitely guilty of being quite addicted to my phone. It's over here. And Google is my other best friend, and it's my go-to knowledge source. I am constantly Googling stuff. I'm quite a curious person, so late at night if I'm thinking about something, I'll just Google it and find the answer. For example, the other night, I just had the question in my head, why on earth do beavers build dams? There we go, I found that out. So where do you go to for your information? Google, YouTube, Wikipedia, but let's be honest, it'll be most likely the internet. We have so much information at our fingertips and can often bring us loads of random information that we never knew we needed the answer to. Sometimes the exact answer is exactly what we're looking for, but other times it's an answer that can lead us in the complete wrong direction. My latest sort of YouTube search is how to build a camping stove. So I'll be camping this weekend, well, actually today. And we need something to cook and to boil water on. So I've been watching loads of videos of how to make it, but there's bits I like of this one and there's bits I like of that one. And I've kind of got to smash it together and experiment really. So sometimes the internet's a great thing and sometimes it's not. So this week we are on week 4 of a series called Break It Down, learning more about reading the Bible. Can I be honest? Sometimes I treat the Bible a lot like I do with Google. I know it's there when I have a question or need an answer. And when that happens, I go to it and start looking for something that I search. Sometimes I find what I'm looking for, some help, some kind of answer, and other times I end up getting completely and totally lost. Maybe you've never turned to the Bible when you've had questions, or maybe you're like me and have used the Bible as a quick way to get some help or answers. Either way, I think it's true, that when the Bible tells us what we want to hear, we love it. When we find a verse that helps us feel better about what's going on with our parents, or a passage that comforts us through a breakup, or a piece of wisdom that lets us know we're making the right choice about a relationship, then we feel great about going to the Bible. But when we search through the Bible and it tells us something we don't really want to hear, or it doesn't give us direct answers, we get frustrated. When we don't find anything that relates to a friend that's going through drama we're dealing with, or find a verse that makes us feel like we're making some wrong decisions, or we read something that's just completely and totally doesn't make sense, we feel confused, lost, and without direction. And I don't know about you, but I don't think the Bible is supposed to make us feel any of those things. That's usually when we start looking for answers in other places. Because when we don't think we'll find what we need to in the Bible, we go to our friends, to social media, to our older siblings, or even to our trusty old Google. We keep asking and looking until we get the answer we want, or in some cases, any answer at all. At some point, I bet one of us has asked ourselves these questions. Why would I read the Bible when I can just find the answers that I'm looking for on the internet? If this is something you're thinking, I get it. Finding answers in the Bible is not easy. We don't always feel like it's helping us when we're reading it, but isn't that what it's supposed to do? Aren't we supposed to use the Bible to find all our answers about God and life? Well, the good news is that there is actually an answer to this big question, the question how we're supposed to use the Bible. It's an answer that I think will help you understand how to read it and what it can do for you. And it's an answer, we'll find it in the Bible itself. If you've been following with what the church has been up to, they've been going through 150 Psalms in 150 days. So if you want to check out more what they're doing, check out the St. Matt's Leeds YouTube channel. But we're going to look at Psalms because it's different from most books in the Bible. Because it's actually a collection of prayers, songs, and things that people felt in response to their relationship with God. Most of the book of Psalms was written by King David, one of the most influential and important guys in the history of our faith. He wrote down some poems, songs, prayers, thousands of years ago, not knowing that when we read them today, we'd find encouragement and wisdom today. And in one of those writings, we find this answer to how we can use the Bible. Think for just a second about the way light works. When you walk into your bedroom at night, what's the first thing you do? You turn on your light, or like me, use your phone. If you don't, you'll trip over some laundry basket, something you've left on the floor, which I often do, that thing that your parents have asked you to put away. That's why you turn the light on, so that you can see what's in front of you, so you don't get tripped up. It helps you see the bigger picture. When night comes, you have to use the light to show you around, and you can see a path of which way to go to avoid the hazards. Here, the writer of Psalms said that the Bible does the exact same thing for us. It lights our path. It shines a light on our lives and changes our ability to see what's happening around us. It reveals the whole picture. The Bible helps us see more clearly. It guides us in the right direction. It shows us the whole picture. It doesn't just help us see the answer to one question, it turns the light on to reveal the whole path, to give us the whole story. When we find ourselves unsure of what to do or where to go, we can turn to the Bible. We can turn on the light. Simply put, the Bible gives us wisdom. It gives us the judgment to know what's right and wrong, and which path to take in our lives. The Bible doesn't just give us a bunch of answers to our questions. No, it provides guidance and wisdom to make the right choices and take the right next steps. The Bible helps us see more clearly, and what's amazing is that the Bible has the potential to help us both now and in the future. Sometimes we find the wisdom we're looking for the right way or in the way we expected. Other times we may have to keep going back to it, keep looking, keep praying, or keep talking to someone that can help us find what we're trying to look for. But sometimes the Bible doesn't directly answer all of the questions we have. I know that's been true for me. Sometimes it doesn't talk about the things that we need help with. Maybe your exact situation isn't talked about in the Bible. But what I do know is that we can always find something that's helpful, encouraging or comforting in the Bible. We can always find wisdom in it, and those things can be applied to our specific situations. Now, picture yourself. You're in a dark bedroom for a second. When we're trying to find our way around all of the things we left on the floor, do we wait to turn on the light or on until after we stubbed our toe? No. The first thing we do is we turn the light on so that we can see, so we don't stub our toe. Well, I think the best ways we can use the Bible in our lives is similar to that. Take a look at another verse written in the same psalm. Hiding God's word in our heart means it stays with us. We memorize it, we learn it. We know it so well, it stays with us. Then when we need it, it's already there. We don't have to scramble around and find it or wonder what it says when we're desperate. Instead, we already have it with us. We already have the wisdom we need to show us the answer. Remember, the Bible helps us see it more clearly. So here's the challenge to all of us. Don't treat the Bible like a quick fix or like an online search engine. Don't wait to go until you're desperate and things are falling apart. Instead, use it to see more clearly. Treat it like a book you've been invited into by a friend who wants to help you, guide you and provide wisdom. Treat it like the invitation that it is, an invitation for you to get to know God. This week, I want you to accept that invitation. I want you to turn on the light. I want you to seek out that wisdom, to use the Bible as more than you may have used it for in the past. And to do that, here are some steps that may be useful to you. Number 1, try 10 minutes. Commit to giving just 10 minutes a day this week, of reading the Bible, listening to the Bible, or listen to some sermons, maybe one of the Psalms, or Matthew, Mark, Luke, or John, one of the 4 books in the Bible that talks about Jesus' life. Maybe that you might find that helpful, and once you've mastered those 10 minutes, then maybe make it longer. Step number 2, tip 2, talk to someone about it. One of the best ways we can better understand the Bible is to talk to someone that can help us. I used to have tons of questions when I was reading the Bible and would often go to people and annoy them and say, I've got this question, I just don't understand it. And all of us here at Vibe are more than willing to listen to your questions and try and find some answers for you. So find somebody that you can rely on that knows the Bible maybe better than you do, and just ask them questions. That might be a parent, guardian, or someone from church, but I'd really encourage you to do that. Number 3, memorize it. Pick just one verse and commit to trying to memorize it. You can even start with the one we talked about today. Think about hiding it in your heart and your mind so that when you need it, the light is already there. Remember, the Bible helps us to see more clearly. You know, the reason we're breaking down the Bible is because we really believe it has the potential to change our lives for the better. And that's what we want for each of you. I want you to start by asking yourself this question: what part of my day would be the best to read the Bible? So that wraps up the talk for this week. I hope you have a good week coming, and I hope to see you soon.